I made this video just now, and now we're doing this one. The video about confidence. Something I can talk about because it exclusively saves time across the board so much, and you need it so much. It's literally the thing that you need the most. Despite it looking like confidence does not have big number, but that's because I don't have confidence in how much confidence actually takes away. Not only that, because it's a major trait across all the things, it can steal a lot of time for itself. It can take the blame. You might not be caught up of what's going on, but basically, lack of confidence might be robbing you of your life essence, of the time you have on this earth. Even feeling more healthy can be a benefit. So in this episode, we will calculate what it would feel like to have maximum confidence. In one day you have to project maximum confidence across your everyday routine. What would you do differently if you had maximum confidence? How much faster would you be? How many seconds can you save? By knowing what you have to do and doing the damn thing, even though the productive part of the day is gonna not exist, unfortunately, right? So it's not exact match, but you generally know the bone structure of your day. All right, you generally know your daily routine and you can improve it ever so slightly just by boosting confidence, just by knowing what you have to do and doing just a little bit faster. Now, the funny thing is, seconds saved from an hour. All right, I will time how many seconds I save in an hour, and can I even like reach even greater levels of potential confidence, because the confidence is not going to stick around every single day. It's going to be different. I'm just projecting of like how much time I would save if I could have the level of confidence that I can possibly like imagine of having. Like setting up knowledge of I know how to fix problems, how to get out of problems, how to avoid pain, how to multitask, basically all these skills like coming together and pushing me to the just maximum. This is secretly the most important time-saving skill that has to be addressed separately. But also, in your head, you have to constantly ask yourself, is this important? Should I be doing this? You know, you have to constantly hit yourself. Confidence is literally that guy that would tell you to do better. Every single second of your life, you have to do better. So let's see how much we're going to save. The current hour is 11. I'm technically in a normal human day cycle of like I wake up at 8 a.m. basically. It feels like I'm in a normal cycle right now. I'm my cycle of sleep constantly shifting around. My energy is constantly fluctuating. There's no way of pinning that shit down, unfortunately. With confidence, even if something goes wrong, you don't care. You're just gonna fix the problem. That's the whole point. Even if something is going wrong, if something is itchy, if someone fucking trying to piss you off, confidence just punch them in the face. Bro, it's like, I don't give a fuck about you. No actual violence. You just win the fucking argument against them and move on. And if they still have a problem, now it's drama. It's not, doesn't have anything to do with confidence. You're pissing me off because you're an asshole. And then you have to engage into a real battle. But you do it faster. You engage into battle faster because you can figure out the cues because you don't care as much. So when a person is trying to force you to care, it's battle time, boys. Don't worry, all the four traits are important and potentially like equally as important. Let me fucking meditate on this thing though, because I've done stuff. I've done a completely new thing entirely. Alright, let's talk about this. Confidence is the purple. representing air, oxygen type of stuff, right? Can even represent fitness. But courage also plays a role in life. Like, you have to courageously ask for more things. Give me more. Then you're gonna have more resources. You know, I deserve more. Just asking people that you deserve more. I deserve more subscribers. Something that people actually type in the comments below, and it actually takes courage to do that. You know? You can't take this lightly. You have to say it out loud. Then there is knowledge. Alright. What is this? Confidence. I'll just use level of, or F. You take an F, you take an L, and it's still confidence, guys. I don't even know. FL, bro. 2 letters. Why not? And then there's social skills. All of these things can save you time. But only if they are successful. You know, there's the element of success. You have to make a genuine breakthrough in your regular life. Your life has to fundamentally change. That's what success means, right? Knowledge. Building up skills, building up awareness. Being able to, you know, work on something very important. And eventually, you're gonna have to work on yourself. There's gonna be time in your life where working on yourself is the greatest thing you can work on. So right now, it is what it is, right? I had to muster a little bit of courage to even create this storyline. I had to go a little bit fucking wacko mode to create, like, Powerpuffs. Here it is. Here they are. And Ava happens to be the one responsible for our miserable life of realizing how much better we could be. No, if we're not just follow our dreams, but if we just boost our stats. Fucking live life. Live and love life. Look at this shit. It's not courage that allows you to break rules, it's confidence that rule breaking is essential in your life. But you will not be able to break big rules. You'll be breaking tiny things. You know, finding tiny ways to cheat? Well, not really. But it's not far off as well. Like, cheating is about social constructs, basically. Something women know very well as deliberately social creatures. You could say this is like a female DNA, I guess. I don't know. Female nature. There you go. Female nature versus male nature. Over here. And I'm 100% male. I have 100% male personality. And you would be like, women are courageous? Yeah, they have to be. They must not be afraid. They actually have to take pictures of themselves. Which is, I don't know anything more courageous that it has to be done by, like, literally everyone. They have to take pictures of themselves and potentially have to dress up basically differently. They have to be more naked. Like, I don't know, man. This is pretty fucking courageous. Because it doesn't necessarily end up, like, being a boost in their life just because they're more sexy. It only means that they will have to deal with even more social interactions, right? So, we're now focusing on this thing, on confidence. Alright, and I'm gonna try to extract as much information about it. Just know that I could have made videos about any of these other ones. Potentially, I've already made a video about knowledge. How knowledge can boost you. Basically, fireproof episodes are about not failing. failure is the biggest drain of your life. Because, like, in life, you have to make so many decisions. If you make the wrong decisions, you lose tons of time. You potentially lose one day of your life making a significant wrong decision. Maybe even more. Because, like, if you do something as stupid as pay rent, all of a sudden, you need to work for 80 hours. That is fucking like 10 days. You lose 10 days, if not more. Just because you paid rent. What an idiot. It genuinely feels like Trackmania moments. Because it's simply trying to do things just a little bit faster. But the moment you bump into anything into a track, if you can't make the turn, you actually burn. The confidence didn't fucking click into place. The demand for yourself to be faster failed. And I did fail, guys. I grabbed a bunch of foods, dragged into my room, just to drop it on the fucking floor. I still saved the food. It would be even worse if I fucking lost the food because I have to fucking, buy some. I can actually sometimes, if I save enough food, if there's enough scraps, I don't have to go to the shop. That's a pretty big deal. Confidence is also about doing something, knowing that you can reverse whatever damage you're gonna do, whatever mistakes you're gonna make along the way. Just boosting yourself, pushing yourself forward. It's crazy. It's such a deep thing. It's also about noticing what you have to do faster and just doing it. Or helping your future self read things faster. You're taking notes. You're helping your future self constantly, reminding things to your future self. You're interacting with the future so fucking much. Just like taking a note of, like, this is a very difficult corner, you have to remember to slow down or something. I'm gonna reveal something I don't like talking about. It's such a magical thing that I just realized it feels like. My doctor might be giving me an amount of medication based on confidence, right? That I display. If I don't talk to him, if I don't say anything to anyone, I might get in trouble because I might not get enough medication. It's just like slightly not enough just to fucking get me in trouble. Confidence is also not slowing down at any moment. Like, everything flows into the solution. And again, even if you're making a mistake, you're gonna fix it quickly. It doesn't matter. Lack of confidence would look like, okay, I'm making a turn. You turn your fucking car, then you drive forwards. You turn, then you drive. But you have to, like, balance the flow of everything. And confidence is just saying to yourself, like, I know exactly how to do every single turn. And potentially you even, like, training yourself a bunch to give yourself confidence in the future of, like, of doing various turns. So when you present it with random turns, you basically have the skill. This is not a crazy skill, making turns. Now, there's trick shit happening in Trackmania. There's different types of tracks. Like, there's dirt. There's even slippery ones. Maybe even grippy ones. So there's a lot of variety. But when you put all of this variety in a training session, you can very quickly build confidence by training, obviously. But it's the same thing as giving your future self the capacity to understand what would happen if you do this or that. And even more importantly, is like what is required out of you. What things you have to do. Like, you're starting to note your brain of how to recognize certain turns, certain things you have to do, certain tasks, and where you have to actually be cautious, because if you fail this one, it might destroy your progress. You'll have to start all over again. It is good to practice confidence when you are doom scrolling, because it's very difficult to be aware of how confidence actually works. But you can't lay down like this. You gotta be as fucking comfortable as possible. You have to turn this into like a real activity. You can't do this. That's truly doom scrolling. Congratulations. You're really depressed, aren't you? You shouldn't be doing that at all. But it's closely related to just being interested, being curious on social media, right? I would say, for me at least personally, confidence can be used here if I'm not trying to be productive. So I will be able to scroll more efficiently, and that's all I need in my future self. I will still be able to improve my future self by learning to scroll more efficiently, by recognizing things better, by, like, your awareness is boosted, but that doesn't mean you become more productive. More awareness will not make you more productive, but will let you recognize patterns faster of things you want to skip past, of the way you want to engage in doom scrolling and engage in content, what things you want to just get rid of because they're kind of like slowing you down. That's what's going to happen. However, if you want to be productive, you just got to do the work. You just got to fucking throw yourself into a workplace and do the work. So every 4 seconds I save, because I have 15 hours a day, 15 hours a day, every 4 seconds means a minute a day has been wasted. Or saved. In this case, we saved 4 minutes, potentially for the entire life, if I just boost confidence. However, 4 minutes is shit. I'm suspecting confidence can boost me by 16 minutes. I just have to be more aware of my lack of confidence. God forbid I start doing something productive, that there's like the other sharp end of the lack of confidence where it can actually boost your productivity, because these numbers say nothing. Productivity is also something exponentially scalable. It depends on skill and how many moments you can turn into work. How much rest can you translate into work? Right? Confidence is a pretty sure operation level. You must not know 100%. Pretty sure is about 75. Beyond that, it's confidence. That's the whole point. So I'm pretty sure I'm tired and have to go to sleep. And if 25% happens and you happen to be wrong, it's not even like 25%, by the way. 75% confidence is N plus, N above. So it fluctuates within that. It's more like you might be 10% wrong sometimes, right? And then you just very quickly fix that mistake and move on to whatever other thing you're confident about. Like, pretty sure I can open the window and I will not be bombarded by noise. Oops, 10% shit happened. I have to close the window to try again later. Confidence puts you in operational level. You're not doing work, but you being a healthy human being. And health might just be very useful max stat, wouldn't it? There is a higher level of certainty that you have to have. 90% of certainty and above is working level, which is needed for conversations. And often people don't understand how actually difficult it is to hold conversations. You need to have factual data ready. Because if you tell other people lies and you just let those lies be lies, it gets harder and harder to fix anything. People make assumptions based on everything you say and everything you do. All that shit fucking stacks. I definitely take a little bit of time before I write a comment to make sure that I have level of certainty. Not just like operational, like just whatever works for that particular moment. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe courage is like at 50% certainty level. Maybe even just like fucking 10% certainty, but you can't have that. That nothing wrong is gonna happen. That no mistakes are gonna be made. You can't have more than 90%. It's basically impossible. I don't know what this is. Yes, capitalism is all about luck. It's all about flip of a coin. And it's completely reasonable. Either a good thing is gonna happen or a bad thing is gonna happen, but you have courage. You don't care which happens. So, 15 seconds, hour 11. I can do hour 4:13. Except I am, in fact, tired. This would be useful if it wasn't this at all. And Yonk sucks too. Fucking sucks. Literally an obvious problem, which is the transition, right? There's a force of good, force of evil, and there is stuff in between. Alright? That gets pushed around. It's not a force. You can call them minorities if you want. This will boost your confidence when I finish the idea. Sure, there was something I made long time ago. I guess I won't find it anymore. Okay, I guess I don't have a reference point or reference video. I got this vibe living in my place, and just overall when people talk about it, there's a place where rich people live and a place where poor people live. There's rich people's attitude, there's poor people's attitude. But the funny thing is, there's technically like a battlefield between them. It does feel like Trump and the right wingers are kind of like rich people, right? Conservatives. And they love conservatism so much that they enslave other people. They're the landlords, you know? But it's the poor people who are rich then. That makes no sense. Poor people who hold billionaires hostage. That makes no sense. I don't I don't think you can politicalize this whole thing. I think this is the right wing rather. Just holds like actually crazy rich people or people who are able to scam the system maybe. Because I hear about the Trump crypto scam again, and it just pisses me off every single time. The actual sin of Trump is to just manipulate money into their own pockets, and that is disgusting to me. Yeah, there's always gonna be like super duper scammers in the poor people's lands. They're gonna leech quite hard, but they have to be really tough people to do that. And then there's gonna be like the most fucking degenerated, the most pathetic people who potentially also going to be the fist, the force pushing things forwards. You know, on the left side, they have the celebrities basically. They have the rich people, and they have all the money, and they still can lose politics. So it is politics. It is. And the real question is, shouldn't this like change in any way? Shouldn't there be any changes of like who gets to be poor and who gets to be rich? Because that's kind of fucking uh, what makes life feel unfair. But life has to be fair. It's just it has to be. You can force it to happen. We are humans. We create this. We're we're not governed by the law of nature. We recreate nature, right? But there's always the creation process that everyone has. Everyone is able to move around to some extent. There is this weird thing where it's like poor person pretending to be rich, like even lefties allowing looting basically, and giving government just giving free money to people. That's fascinating, isn't it? But the same lefty is gonna fucking create impossible places to live where the rent prices are insane. We're not really seeing much change of like, but it is happening. It is constantly happening. Poor people can become rich for a moment, and they can fall down into poverty again. Protests usually happen because of nepotism. People get frustrated. The real protests that actually make change come from this place. You know, when there's a lot of eager people to do things, but they don't have a movement secured, right? They need to have confirmation that their energy can be put into actual change. Man, I would like to say I'm hanging in the middle as a centrist, like that's my preference by all means. And spiritually, I am, but in reality, I'm surrounded by poor pieces of shit right now. It's more than ever, you know. Or I'm just like a poverty edgelord or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm definitely not straight in the middle. And I want change, and I do believe in right wing doing things successfully, and I do believe in we are getting rage baited right now. Maybe there is no choice. Maybe right wing is the only fucking thing right now because it's generating a change, and it's better to be a part of that. To join in, to not get in the way, basically, right? Because you're not gonna have fun blocking the change. Should you be in a rich people's club? I mean, that's the funny thing. You are potentially like there's nepotism absolutely. You can be born poor or rich. This is a fucking story as old as time. As if like these sections actually like very straightforward. I would still say there's a middle section. There's a middle class, whatever. Kind of creating a barrier for change. So when rich people want to make more poverty in the world, just want to give things away for free, because that's just how they feel. They're like very charitable people because they get bullied into charity, but charity doesn't fucking work unless it's very well crafted. So there's barriers basically for change to happen. It kind of makes everything fluctuate, right? Because the barrier like transforms into the force potentially. Who knows? But in the end, Matrix was never cracked. You can't just put good and evil and be like, oh, they're battling each other constantly, and it's like, sure, yes, we're fighting demons all the time. Sure, demon is a person who just accepts poverty. That's a demon. They accept poverty, they just allow poverty to ruin their lives, and they don't resist basically all the bad things that happen from poverty. This is actually quite a deep discussion, isn't it? You know what? Maybe I'll use it against K-pop drama. They should like their own Asian shit, you know? After all, it's K-pop demon hunters, right? We might be able to unlock the YOLO gang next step, next big thing. Man, never been so excited before. I should let it happen because I'm not feeling productive, so might as well just make videos. But it's so painful when it's like I can't be productive. There potentially even more stuff we can do. I probably will always have like a self-improvement storyline going on, just in case, just to keep the awareness going. Point awareness at something that I can fucking fix about myself. So max that storyline is potentially getting a bunch of support storylines. I'm not sure, but I definitely can't let go of this one. Let's just put it this way: you see good people fall apart and bad people become successful. That can boost your confidence. I mean, the greatest confidence is just knowing something that other people don't. So when other people are asking questions, you have the answers. And you might not even need to give them the answers because they don't give a fuck about you. Right? You have the answers, and it's like, well, remain confident. I'll operate my life with answers, not question marks. And I know where everything comes from. Like, everything for me, when I'm building shit out of matrices, and I don't look at this as just like a plain symbol of good and evil. No, it's information. It's the answer to a lot of fucking questions that's going on. Like, you live a poverty life, and it's like you have to wonder, like, what's going on? Well, my parents were fucking garbage. That's what's going on. It's my parents' fault. And I'm still stuck in it because my parents continue being faulty, you know? And there's literally nobody. Everything else is demons. Every fucking person that I talk to is demons. His betrayal story, and potentially even like there's some rich guy who gotta go down, you know, in my friends group. Maybe rich, but gotta go fucking down because he's not nice enough, not grounded enough to understand what the fuck he's doing. You know, I've already always seen him as a little bit too rich for my liking. So I'm not gonna enrich his life by being around. It's not happening. I just sent him prayers that he gets destroyed and good riddance. But it still fucking sucks, you know? Like, I still have nothing to hold on to. But myself, so much for a confidence boost, isn't it? Everything around me drags me down. Except for the internet. That's the only thing that I'm holding on to. Okay, sure. The good side of the story is goddamn hello. Welcome to social media. That's the only thing I'm holding on to. Alright? And even then, there's fucking people who want to drag you down anyways. Okay. How did these people find so much free time? The only answer is that they're weak as fuck, and the moment they get challenged, they will fucking turn into demons. This is exactly what's going on. This is exactly what's going on right now. Alright? They're trying to resist. They're trying to block. They're bleeding. The right wing is winning. The poor people are pushing through to make some kind of positive change that is being resisted. That shit's crazy. So another boost of confidence would be like, you know, when poor people try to do something, it's probably going to be like genuinely a good thing. When rich people do it, they just like pump migrants into their country to eat cake. Wow. They ate cake, bro, and took a few lives. It's the same thing as male and female dynamic. Women are born attractive, and this attractiveness makes them rich. Men are not born attractive, they're born in the darkness. But this darkness makes them strong, or they give in to it and they lose. Even wearing black clothes, they will not give you confidence. Wearing black is gonna drain you because you're giving in. I personally don't really have a choice to what clothes to wear. Yes, I could fucking go into a store and buy some. I don't wanna. Alright? I'm not that desperate to fucking generate confidence perception, confidence aura. Here it is. Again, I'm internet guy. Like I don't give a fuck to try and connect to the real world. Might as well free fall in their perception. I don't give a fuck. I'm holding on to something else. I'm establishing just a completely different thing around here, okay? Different social presence than just shoving my own face in into everyone's life. Like I don't need that. Which is also confidence, right? Not necessarily like being human, not following the mainstream. I wanted to bring up trick shots because your life can become just a series of trick shots when you're just so good at it. Now, again, a failure shouldn't completely negate your efforts, so this is not exactly what trick shots should be about. Trick shot is just, again, you do things 10% faster and they still are successful. Trick shot is just pushing yourself just to do a little bit faster, shave a little bit of those precious seconds. This guy is going in the wrong direction. It's fucking obvious. All right? It's desperation. It's a rich person's desperation. He wants to find answers. He doesn't fucking care though. All right? I care. I'm a poor person. I care. I know where I'm going. I know that this is a logical fucking nonsense, basically. And trust in fucking technology to make you live longer. What the are you fucking crazy? Are you crazy? Might as well become a germaphobe at this point. Surely that will make you last longer. The reality is, you have to get more life out of life. Get rid of stupid fucking memes like that, where you just constantly relate it to death. Relating to death in any way, even saying the damn thing, trying to conceptualize what it is, this is very much not helpful at all. It's just pure darkness. Alright? Basically, everything about this is a mistake, and if you do the opposite, no. Obviously, it's a little bit more nuanced. But I still think this whole thing is a mistake. We laughed at this guy. Because even though you want your life to last as long as possible, that shit's not even up to you. Yes, your health is up to you, but your morality is actually not up to you. Even though life is fair, uh, fairness comes first, then comes life. Suicide exists, destruction exists. You know, the world might cease to exist for good people, and you might not survive the changes. It's just like, it is what it is. Life might not be compatible to you personally in your level of grip to life. That shit can happen, but again, life tries to fairly tell you that currently life is not fair, and you don't have to live this one. You know, you will actually feel that, man, Maybe this one you don't have to live because it's actually unfair. Death is around the corner for anyone, and nobody can fucking put a clock on it, basically. Nobody can extend it as much as they fucking want to. Like, every person has a heart, no matter how soulless they actually look like. Every person has a heart that can be broken, and when a heart gets broken, there's less reasons to live. You know? All of a sudden, to that person, life is unfair because he doesn't have a reason to live. So it must be unfair. Normally, you're trying to, like, heal and you're trying to find fairness. This is actually something you're trying to fucking maintain. But it still can be broken. Individually, everyone has a fucking health bar. That shit can be broken. And if you wanted to do maximum damage, I naturally fucking tend to go for this thing. For the reason to live. You know? If you betray me, I'ma go after this thing. I know this is the most important thing. So confidence should be that person that tells you to get those seconds, bro. Plus 1 second, bro. Plus 1 second matters on everything you do. Just a little bit faster. Because if you conceptualize your life in like years, you don't understand. Conceptualize in 3 years, because 3 years is 1,000 days. 1,000 days feels like eternity. Day after day after day after day after day, and a day next day and next day. But if you shave 1 second from those 1,000 days, you're capable of crafting additional days. You're capable of extracting more life out of 1,000 days. This is a lot of fucking a giant resource. 3 years is already a giant resource, and you have plenty of that. I look back into my life and I relate to my life with all the lazy moments that I had. All the moments that I feel like I can do better. I can do something better. I can replace them with something slightly better every single time. Unfortunately, plus 1 second does not actually define everything that it's supposed to define. It's not intuitive enough, right? You want to like feel like you live more life, but like plus 1 second is that it? Kind of. I mean, we're talking about confidence, so it's self-explanatory in the context of confidence. It's not self-explanatory in the ultimate context, which requires a lot of craftiness to put together. All right, those 4 puzzle pieces are hard to put together. So 1 second plus 1 second is a big deal. All right, and you're not getting plus 1 second of the future, because future might actually suck. All right, future might suck. People don't calculate this thing, but future can actually suck as well. Although I usually bet on the future. I usually bet that there's going to be less problems in the future. Not more. Not apocalypse. Apocalypse sounds like the most unfair shit of all time that life can produce. And it's doing it. Maybe it's one of those things where, like, in order to break through, you have to go through the apocalypse. Apocalypse gets triggered at some point, and while you bending the reality, it hurts, right? It's a tough thing to push through, just like pushing through a wall or a door. Yeah, this is how it feels. This is how apocalypse feels like. You have to ram through a door, but you feel everything about it. It's a lot more tough. It's like you have to persevere through actual willpower. Everyone has to put their heads together. And no, there are no helmets in that reality. Only pain. But this is what it takes to make a change. You have to go through the apocalypse. You have to live through it. And poor people have to go even below poverty. They have to bleed out. quite a bit. They have to enable more demons because our focus is concentrated on the upcoming change, upcoming possibility to become rich again. You know, we have to open that portal to those who deserve to be rich. Potentially, we had the portal year, and now we're gonna have the election year of like who gets to be going into the portals, the actually good ones. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like completely like it the storyline is so coherent of the apocalypse. Everything is just like fucking. Everything is nature. Everything is nice when you actually think about it, and that should boost your confidence to the max because everything is fucking well crafted. You just have to listen, but in order to listen, you have to fucking exist and raise your hands in the classroom. And I must be able to understand that you're watching this video. I don't know. I don't know these things. I don't know who's watching and who's learning. That shit's important to me because that can change something. You can be elected to go through a portal into a better life. You don't want millions of dollars? No? Doesn't matter? Okay. I don't know why you're watching this video then. Go do something else if you don't want to go through the portal. It's not yet the time. It's like continue the apocalypse if you're suffering from apocalypse and continue being a piece of shit if you're a piece of shit. Rich piece of shit right now. And it's like, but this is a force of goods. Well, not the resistance. The resistance is evil as fuck. Alright? They have to fund the resistance. They have to fund this wall, basically. The neutral. But that's probably just how they lose. Apocalypse is to challenge rich people to defend themselves. Yeah, I should stop talking about it. But again, we reached the level of confidence where like everything is well crafted. Everything can be understood. The positivity can be extracted, but it's work. It's work to build this heart, to build confidence that you can live a fair life. You can be deceived. You can be broken. And that is not something you should allow to happen. This is basically stretching in two directions. You're squeezing the life force out of the time that you have, and you're making sure that your heart does not get broken, that you get to live into the future, far into the future, basically. Because this is the one that will kill you. It's the broken heart that will kill you, bro. I can even talk about my parent. Like, this is a lot. That's a fucking whole deal. I just want to focus on my little shaving seconds game. However, my life does not consist of many activities. I can just like make food and scroll TikTok. What kind of activities can I fucking shave right now? That is the most darkest thing that happened as a realization. Yes, for 1 hour I was able to improve myself temporarily as well. This is very temporary. And it's like that's meaningless, bro. And the rest of the day just I feel bad and I sleep longer than usual. So wow, cool. I am hit by realization, which is very good, that new insights are coming in. New insights are always like feeding the hope of like, yes, life is just a little bit more fair because I know this new thing. I know the thing itself that matters to make life fair is quite a meaningful activity. It's like 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 8 most meaningful things to do. Because technically, like these two things, this is two splits of confidence. This is potentially extrovert introvert approaches, basically. In a way, when I said the opposite, I guess that's an extrovert approach to things. It is taking care of the future, but it's just the wrong way of doing it anyways. This also splits into two. There's life and work. Getting seconds of life or getting seconds of work, which is like double the life. Because you gain a second and you successfully spend it on something that's even more valuable, even more like powerful in terms of, well, self-improvement. All right. Just because you get life doesn't mean, like, you have to put in the work to self-improve to be able to get even more seconds for yourself, or even be ready to like adopt new technologies. All this shit requires knowledge. Knowledge comes from work. So this is at least double the amount of seconds that life gives you, right? If you spend it like this, if you gain +1 work seconds. But work second needs willpower. You have to push yourself to actually do the work. Living life does not require that much of an effort. So the funny thing about this is, well, first of all, apocalypse is real, by the way. That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing. Because, like, you would imagine I am just losing because people are holding me back. To hold me back actually requires effort, actually requires people to be extra stupid, you know? Definitely not normal. So cracking the fucking yin and yang is just a whole episode. It's like it's not even close. I don't have it. I don't have the answer yet. There's one storyline that has to happen, and it's me reorganizing my old videos into something else. Repackaging that shit. I feel like it's also logical to accept that if you force yourself to work when you can't work, you lose time, not gain time. It doesn't even matter if you're productive, you're actually creating a bad habit. While you're not even healthy, you're still forcing yourself to work, and it's like it's extra difficult to force yourself. It feels bad, so it rewires your brain potentially. Like it's very damaging. You should give yourself allowance when you feel bad to not work, or seek allowance if you're not the one responsible of when you work. Mm-hmm. Lead to small mistakes you normally wouldn't make, as I've said. Oh yeah, very similar to content. Content is actually not work. Me producing content is not work because I don't get paid for doing so. Otherwise, I probably would weed out like 1/3 of the videos. I don't know. Or I would constantly try to fucking squeeze quality into my videos so people are more satisfied. But because there's no people, only crickets, I only need to fucking produce content of just like whatever I'm passionate about. If you're passionate about the same thing, then it's easy for you to show it. Just survive 30 seconds. Well, yeah, this is over. This is not happening. Also, my day's fucking ruined because I feel in pain all of a sudden. I'm just generally stressed right now. Like, the stress is ramped up to 140. 100% is already, like, terrible. Terrible day. But it has to be 75% qualified content. So I have to fill up the ideas. I have to prepare myself. And I do know that K-pop drama is filled up. But this one kind of failed. So I guess I'll have to, like, run around and extract the last bit. But we finished the video. I guess. When people talk about confidence, what do they mean?
Often try.
That's courage. That's not confidence. Unless it is a stand-up, it can look like a stand-up. Those are two different things. Because you can definitely prepare a script. But you have to be courageous otherwise, or already established talent, basically.
To draw our attention, our experience.
I don't know if this is the best representation of confidence, is what I'm
But this
saying.
can for a promotion.
This example was not confidence, it was courage again.
In case the senior management deem in a concern.
Because only courageous people would travel the world. See, the funny thing is, confidence is about not giving a fuck, not changing anything, not asking for help whatsoever. That's not the fucking point of confidence. It's like, you can do it. You can, whatever the conditions are, whatever the resources you have, you can do it. That's the confidence. You can make your own monopoly out of just a piece of paper. You can do it. That's possible. You can do it potentially 10 times better. If you don't have confidence, you can pay $100 and buy a set of Monopoly. Alright. Which would potentially turn into bigger fucking trash and a box that just sits in your room and just collects dust. More than like a piece of paper that you drawn and neatly packed together into just a tiny box. So, yeah, this guy does not understand confidence, basically. Being confident is
99% of people.
If you have the capacity, you have to have the personality capacity to do it. If you don't have the personality capacity, you need someone else to carry that shit for you. They need to at least teach you how to do it.
Demonstrating a step-by-step guide.
Charisma, bro. If you're talking about picking up women, confidence tells everyone to not. Don't give a fuck about women. Why do you care about women? You know? Why bother picking up women? Just be confident. You don't need a girlfriend. There's infinite amount of porn that you would be gatekept from if you had a girlfriend. You know? So far, no one knows what confidence even is, apparently. They just mix it up with courage because of course. Of course they would do that during capitalism. They have nothing else to fucking think about but courage. And misinterpretation of confidence. Haha. Ha 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 ha. To be confined to the amount of resources you have, confidence. What is wrong with people? Do you see how fucking detached we are from just actually having knowledge anymore? It is crazy to me. Now, I'm not assuming... Actually, I'm assuming that this guy is wrong based on 11 seconds. But that's why he fucking yapping for 11 seconds.
Step-by-step guide on how you can implement what they have achieved. Storytelling is also a fundamental part of a conversation.
Is it a confidence thing? No, it's work. It's a lot of work.
Which is one of the most interesting questions.
Okay, confident is just like carrying a conversation. That's not confidence, that's fucking knowledge. Man, these people are fucking degenerates. These people are terrible fucking degenerates on the internet. Everything I ask the internet to do, it doesn't do none of that shit. Just disappoints. This is the most fucking consistent thing of all time. In fact, confidence is not even something that I'm allowed to. Maybe fucking Justin Bieber knows confidence, right? Confidence strikes a conversation. Technically makes sense, but striking a conversation is just like, yeah, just tiny piece of confidence. Maybe. I don't even know how that makes sense, but I don't have time to understand.
Don't do it to me.
He knows what confidence. Don't do it to me. Don't ask me to get a girlfriend. No. Confidence is having something in between your teeth and not giving a fuck, you know, about it. Like, you get approached. People approach you and just, like, fucking trash you, nag you, basically, and you're just like, no, I'm cool about that. That's fine. Person bumps into you and it's like, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You know? Honestly, that's why you would listen to music. Music is much more experiential. I can't describe it, but it's just like, it's more accurate than the fucking people yapping What happened to the universe, bro? What happened? You had time to prepare a script, you piece of shit. It's like Justin Bieber says, like, she's confident. I can see it in the way she walks. And it's like, yes, that one I can imagine. You know, it's not like super detailed, but it's not wrong. Okay, it ain't wrong. If she was walking up to him, you know, if she was fucking nagging him courageously, it would be completely different. It would be wrong. But no, confidence is like pretty. It should have been obvious, man. But no. Oh no. Just a reminder that I'm on a fucking cutting edge of like giving you the information. No one else is doing that. No one else is capable to do that. And I'm pretty confident about it. Because I double fucking checked. Bye.